Hello students, welcome to Social Science online classes. First of all, welcome to 10th standard 2021-22 batch. So let's start this social science class with the first chapter of history, that is advent of Europeans to India. Okay. So in this chapter you are going to learn the trade and commerce relationship between India and Europeans, the arrival of Europeans to India for trade, the Carnatic Wars in the backdrop of European political developments, and Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar, and dual government system, and the British policy of aggressions. Let's start the chapter. See, trade and commerce relationship between India and Europe. Since from a long time, that is from the 16th century, there were trade and commerce relationship between India and Europe. This relationship, the trade relationship between India and Europe was from the ancient times. And basically, the Britishers came to India for the trading purpose. Why? Because the Indian goods like the Indian spices like pepper, cardamom, ginger, and many other spices had a great demand in the European market. Okay, so the trade relation between India and Europe and other Asian countries continued even during the Middle Ages. This trade relation started in the ancient time and it continued till the Middle Ages. The Arab merchants carried Asian merchandise. Merchandise means here goods. Okay, the Indian products or the Indian goods. So the Arab merchants carried Asian merchandise into the Constantinople of Eastern Roman, that is Byzantine Empire. Okay, why the Arab, now tell me why the Arab merchants carried Asian merchandise into Constantinople of Eastern Roman Empire? Why? Because there was no direct route link between the European countries and the India. That's why, so in between these Arab merchants carried the Asian merchandise into the Constantinople empire, and from there they sold it to the European market. Okay, so the Italian merchants, see, the Arab merchants used to carry the goods, and further the Italian merchants would buy these goods, that is the Indian goods, and sell them in the European countries. Did you get me, dear children? Okay, see here what happened. First, the Indian goods, the Arab merchants carried the Asian goods to Constantinople, and from there the Italian merchants would buy these goods, and further they used to sell them in the European countries. Okay, so Constantinople, for this purpose, Constantinople was the center of international trade and was considered as the gateway of European trade. Okay, see, now tell me why Constantinople was considered as the gateway of European trade. Why? Because it was the center of international trade and it was called as the gateway of European trade. And while Arab merchants had gained monopoly, that is means supreme power over the trade in ancient countries. Okay, the Arab merchants had gained monopoly. Monopoly here means the supreme power or the complete control over the trade in Asian countries. So Italian traders had gained monopoly over trade in Europe. See, Asian countries who gained the monopoly, Arab merchants gained the monopoly over the trade, and Italian traders gained monopoly or complete control over the trade in European markets. Okay. Then the merchandise from Asia bought good profit to Italian merchants. See, the goods which the Italian merchants used to buy from the Arab merchants, these Indian goods gave a good profit to the Indian merchants. Okay, so this trade between uh, Arab merchants and the Italian merchants, it was carried out for a long time. Then further what happens? Look at the picture here. Okay, now next what happens? The fall of Constantinople. Okay, so the Constantinople was the gateway of European trade. Now, the reasons for the fall of Constantinople. The trade and commerce between Asia and Europe was taking place through the city of Constantinople. You have already learned it. It was called as the gateway of European trade. So in 1453, what happened? In 1453, the Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople. Okay, who captured the city of Constantinople? The Ottoman Turks. When did they capture? They captured it in 1453. Okay, so the Ottoman Turks captured Constantinople in 1453. As a result, what happened? All the trade routes connecting to the city of Constantinople came under the control of Turks. Okay, so all the routes which were connecting the trade, it came under the control of the Turks. Now, what the Turks did? Now, the Turks started levying the heavy taxes on the goods passing through these routes. Now what they did? Now the Turks, they started imposing heavy taxes on the goods passing through these routes. As a result, what happened? The trade became unprofitable. As a result, what happened? Since the Turks started to impose heavy taxes, the trade became unprofitable. Then at the same time, on the other hand, what happened? At the same time, on the other hand, Spain and Portugal, they tried to break the control of Italian traders. Okay, now Italian traders had a complete control over the market in the European countries. Now at this time, what happened? On the other hand, one hand, the Turks captured Constantinople and they started to impose heavy taxes on all the goods which were passing through those routes. And on the other side, what happens? The Spain and Portugal, they tried to break the monopoly of Italian traders who had a complete control over the European market. Okay, so these Spain and Portugal, what they did? They started to encourage the sailors to find a new sea route to India because they did not have any sea route to India. So they used to get the Indian goods through from the Italian merchants. Okay, so Italian merchants is to purchase the Indian goods from Arab merchants. They used to go to Constantinople and from there they used to purchase the goods and then sell in the European markets. So now Spain and Portuguese, what they did? They started encouraging the brave soldiers and brave sailors to find a new sea route to India. Okay, so apart from that, what happened? The invention of compass, astrolabes, and gunpowder provided further encouragement to this venture. Okay, as a result, what happened? The there was a fall of Constantinople. Okay, thus these were the reasons for the fall of a Constantinople. Now tell me, children, what were the reasons for the fall of a Constantinople? First one is the Ottoman Turks captured the Constantinople and they started to impose heavy taxes on the goods which were passing through the roads. Second point is the Spain and Portuguese tried to break the monopoly of Italian traders and they started encouraging the brave sailors to find new sea route to India. And the third point is the invention of compass, astrolabes and gunpowder provided further encouragement to this venture. So these were the reasons for the fall of Constantinople. Now, after the fall of Constantinople, what happened? A new sea route to India was discovered. Then, who discovered a new sea route to India? Okay, see, these are the inventions of compass, astrolabes, gunpowder, further encouraged for the venture. Okay, now, new sea route to India. A new sea route was discovered to India. Okay. Then who discovered this new sea route to India? Yes. Just have a look. Have a look here. See from where it is coming. See the ship is sailing there. Can you see the ship sailing over there? Okay. Once again have a look on this. Yes. Where it reached? Where the ship will reach now? Yes, Calicut. Yes. Okay. Once again, have a look. Yes. See there. Okay. Okay. See, a new sea route to India. Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese sailor, left Lisbon and reached Kapadu near Calicut on the west coast of India in 1498. Where the ship is coming? That is coming from it is coming from Lisbon. From where it is coming? Yes, this is the Lisbon. From the ship is sailing from Lisbon, Lisbon and reached Kappadu. Where is Kappadu? Near Calicut. Yes, it reached the Calicut. It is a Lisbon. Starting point is Lisbon, and the ship reached to Calicut. Okay, via Cape of Good Hope. Okay. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese sailor, left Lisbon and reached Kappadu near Calicut on the west coast of India in 1498. Thus, he was successful in discovering a new sea route to India. And this route, which was discovered by Vasco da Gama, was continued to be a trade route between India and Europe for many years. This route, which was discovered, this sea route, which was discovered by Vasco da Gama, it continued as a trade route between India and Europe for many years. So the Portuguese were the first to re-establish trade between India and Europe. Who were the first to re-establish trade between India and Europe? Yes, the Portuguese were the first to re-establish trade between India and Europe. So after this, what happened? European trading companies entered into India with the help of this route. Then later on, we see the Europeans entering into India for the trading purpose. So regarding this, the European trade companies arriving into India, that we will study in the next session. Thank you and have a good day. Stay home, stay safe. At the same time, do study well. Okay, thank you, children.